Hi, it's Beth Forester, and I'm here to talk about a new product we are introducing in the photoDUDS store called BOKEH. It's a fun little dynamic brush in different shapes and patterns to create some unique images. I wanted it to be able to use it with images that I created at night or in the studio just to have some little fun effects. So we're going to get started, and I'll do a little more explaining as we go along here. First thing you're going to do, I've opened an image. I've got two or three here to show you. We're going to go in, as with any brush, you want to make a new layer, so you stamp only on that layer. I'm going to go in here and select a brush. Now you can see I actually currently right now have my brush set to large list, so I can actually read what each of these brushes is. Most of the time it's looks like this as a small thumbnail. You only get the number, so it doesn't give the name of the brush. If you again go and set this to large list, then you actually get the names, and in a little while I'll explain why that might be a little more important to know which one you're actually grabbing. Part of the reason is because here you can see we have circle random, circle single, circle monochrome, circle party. They each do different things, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to start with the star. We're going to start with the star party. I just want to show you how fun this can be. So again, we've already created our new layer here that we're going to stamp the brushes on. So I've selected the star. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to select the color. And what Party's going to do is actually it's going to do all these different variations, but it's also going to give different fun colors. So it's going to make it kind of funky and cool. So I'm just going to go in. I'm using the mouse. I'm actually using a Wacom pen tablet, so it does is affected by pen pressure. If not, if you're just using a mouse, that's fine. So I'm going to go in and sort of make some little brush strokes here, get the party started, and you can see here how quickly we can add a few little bokeh brushes to it and give it a little more effect. So what I'm going to do now is anything I don't want to show obviously on her face, I'm just going to go in here with the lasso tool. I'm going to set my lasso tool to like 99 pixels, and I'm just going to delete any of those stars off of the facial area. Now if you want to do two, what I like to do is actually combine the brushes. So I'm going to go up in here, make another new layer. I'm actually going to increase the size of the brush. So click on my brush, and using the bracket keys, you see I'm going to make my brush larger, and I'm actually going to soften it because I don't want it to be quite as commanding in the image. So we're going to go here, we're going to get some larger stars. So, and you can just see as you click, it's just going to get you some variations in the color, as well as rotating around and making sort of a fun little image there. Now obviously again I have some of this on her and I don't want it there, so again I'm just going to go with the lasso tool here very quickly, just delete that. And there we've created just a fun little party image. So you can see now from the before to the after, something quick like that. So we're going to close this one. Got another one down ready to look at. And it's saving. Let's pull up this one. So here's one. I actually shot this image at After Dark. If you haven't gone to an After Dark program, there's like 30 mentors, 3 days. It's all intense. It's really, really creative. It's fun. It's all hands-on. I love to go. I love to teach there because I learned so much. So this is an image that I created at After Dark, and what I wanted to do with this image is I actually wanted just to create something a little fun. I actually wanted it to look like she was sort of breathing out hearts out of her mouth. So in our new set here in our brushes, we actually do have a heart. So you can see I'm going to do the heart monochrome, which basically means it's going to be random, but it's going to be all in the same monochromatic pattern. So it's all going to be pinks. So we're going to select that. I'm going to make these really small because I want it to again look like she's breathing out of her mouth. Now I could actually take a heart brush and just stamp, one after another, but to get this sort of unique pattern of some being, more translucent than others, it's really great with these dynamic brushes. So again, here I'm just going to actually go in and make that new layer. Boom. I'm actually going to make another one because I want it to come out of the other side. I don't want to just flop it from the other side because I don't want it to be. I don't like that, so I'm just going to undo and do it one more time. Now, by doing this, then I can actually move these to where I like them. You can see right there, it just looks like she's breathing these little hearts. Now, if I wanted to go in and add some little hearts here and there, I can go in again, select the brush, make a larger one. Let's do a little lighter color and sort of just randomly, place some hearts here or there. Now again, I don't really like that. I'm just going to undo and then do another one right there. Sometimes, for example, I didn't like that one. It can be really hard to get one exactly where you want it. Like I'd really like one in this area right here. So that's where you're going to go in and do the circle single, or the heart single in this case. And you can actually then just go in right here and boom, stamp one on. A lot of times I will tell you when you do the single, you want to actually drop the opacity down on that, because as the dynamic brush is doing it, it's given different variations of opacity, and I usually like it lighter especially when I'm really keying in and going to put it somewhere myself. So you can see I can go in here and change the opacity and then put myself a couple of hearts right there. Maybe 1, 2 right there. You're not going to get the color variation, so you'll have to do it all with the opacity of your brush. And then again, obviously some of this is not where I want it. I'm going to go in with my lasso tool, set feather again to 99 pixels, and I'm just going to go in here and delete anything off of her face that I don't want. I might have to go and refine this nose just a tad bit. So drop the feathering down, and there you go. So you can see we created a fun little image really quickly with just these great dynamic brushes. Let's go in here. We're doing one with the circles. The circles where we started, and then I started deciding, well, I can use these in all kinds of fun shapes. So we're just going to open a basic image here, shot on black. It's not really black, it's like a really dark backdrop I got from Denny Manufacturing. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go in and create the circles. So it looks like normal sort of bokeh. I'm going to do kind of a gold tone because I kind of want something that's going to, go in this same color palette. I'm going to use some whites and things too. We're going to go here. I'm going to grab the circle brush. I'm going to do the circle random. It's so hard to decide. So what I'm going to do is actually go in. I'm using the brackets. I'm making my circle brush larger. And I'm just going to go in and start playing. I'm going to turn this opacity back up to 100 because now I'm not using just the single brush. I'm using the one that's the dynamic one, so it's going to give me different layers of opacity in the circles that it adds. So you just kind of go where you want and just start adding. So sometimes I undo if I don't really like it, and I might go back and redo it. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in and create another layer. I'm going to do the white. So we're going to go in here. It's going to start mixing in. Now I'm going to make some smaller ones. I'm going to go back to that sort of goldy colored. Goldie, I don't know if that's really a name, but I made it up today. So do some of these that are a little more intense, a little smaller. So now I can actually then, if I want to drop this opacity down here, I think I'm going to do one more little layer and do a couple white ones. I'm adding a lot. This is probably too many, but I tend to kind of get carried away because it's so fun. So I kind of want to, again, I'm creating like a leading line there with that brush stroke, with those circles to direct you right into her face. So, and then again, by doing these in different layers, I can, reduce or increase the opacity on these to give it, give it the exact look that I'm looking for. So I'm actually now then going to combine this And just now on this one too, I'm going to actually do a little heavier feather because I kind of like some of that bokeh sort of bleeding into her hair, like I'm sort of shooting through something. So I'm actually going to go in here, and that's why I kind of want this heavier feather, because I actually want some of that, left on her. So there you can see how quickly you can just create a fun, just something different. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Thanks for watching.